Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Koby Lomax and you're about to get to know me really well, okay? I have a lot to update y'all on and we are just gonna get right into it, y'all. This is gonna be like a get ready with me chit chat, kind of like old times. I used to do videos like this all the time, but there is just so much that I need to talk to y'all about, and I also need to do my hair today, so we're just gonna do it all, and I'm just gonna tell you guys and update you guys on my life, because I have had some crazy huge just like transformations honestly happening in my life lately. I also have a lot of things that I experienced off camera that I need to share with you guys, because I was definitely going through it a little bit, you know, just had me not really inspired and like doing my thing and you know, doing what I need to do. And y'all, if you've been following me, you know I'm like not the type of person to shy away from being vulnerable. Sometimes I share too much information and you know, I'm kind of working on the balance of that, but I'm literally about to just give y'all all the tea on my life. So the first thing and the biggest thing that I want to update you guys on, where we kind of left off last, is moving to Miami. I am no longer moving to Miami. Here, we're gonna start off with a little bit of backstory for the people who are just now, you know, getting hit to me. Basically, you guys, I started this candle business when I was 15, and then it went super viral last year, and that's literally all I did last year. And that's why 2021, like, I did not have many YouTube uploads at all, because I was so busy being a CEO. And like, it's wild, bro. It's crazy. It's a crazy occupation, let me say that. And especially if it's your first rodeo, you're gonna learn a lot. And yeah, basically that's all I did last year. And you know, the business was super successful and I was making money and it was all this great stuff, right? Fast forward a little bit, I'm learning that all those cliche sayings are like so true. The older I get, the more I realize like they're so true. And so like, you know, do what you love, you know, find something you're passionate about and go pursue that. And like all these things that, you know, you hear all the time, yeah, they're real. Trust me. So when I started the candle business, it was just to start a business. Like I knew I wanted to do my own thing, and the way I saw that example in my family was starting a business, because my parents were entrepreneurs and my grandpa was an entrepreneur, and so it just kind of seemed like the thing that I was gonna do, right? I started the candle business just because it was easy. I was 15 years old. It wasn't a lot I could do other than like babysit or, you know, mow people's lawns in the neighborhood. And so I just started candles because it was literally something easy and it looked really fun. I would watch YouTube videos on how to make candles and it just seemed really exciting and really fun. So I told my parents like, hey, I want to start a candle business. My dad gave me 200 bucks and that was how the business started, y'all. Look how long my hair is gotten. But you already know we're about to do our finger coils and shrink them up. So boom, started this business, and then it was just really just a hobby for a long time, like for a very long time, like 6 years. And then year 7, I believe that was 2021, last year, it blew up on TikTok. By the way, guys, I just washed my hair and deep conditioned it, and now it just has leave-in in it. And now I am just putting Wetline Extreme into my hair and doing finger coils. I got this bottle from Amazon, and I've literally had this for like 4 or 5 months. Back to the story. The business blows up, it goes viral, it's really cool, yay, woo. I brought in a business partner to help me grow it faster because that's what I wanted to do. Because at the time, all I really cared about was like, I just want to be successful. And so I just did whatever it took to be successful. Well, through that journey, I learned that there's a lot more to life than just being successful in your career. That's 1. 2, you'll enjoy it more if you're doing a career that you actually like, because it's gonna be hard, which leads me to point 3. If you're trying to be successful and you're trying to do it fast, this is why I want to take my time with everything else that I do. I ain't rushing nothing no more. You're gonna have to work hard AF if you want to be successful fast. It's like a very uncomfortable type of working hard when you're trying to grow something fast and you're trying to force it to grow fast, and you're also not doing something that you're very passionate about. You know what I'm saying? And that was very much so me. It's like I asked my business partner, hey, I want to take this thing, I want to blow it up. So he's doing everything in his power to blow it up because that's what he does and that's how he operates. Because I realized like there were a lot of things that I knew and I learned on the, you know, journey that I feel like I kind of lost sight of because I just felt like I just want to be successful and I don't want this success to go away. So I just kind of acted dumb, like I didn't know anything, you know, and especially when I brought my business partner on, he would ask me all the time, like, what do you see this? What do you want to take this? And I would just be like, I don't know, I just don't want it to stop. It was very much so a scarcity mindset of like, I just want to keep being successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want this to stop being successful. And that was a mistake because I definitely knew where I wanted it to go and I had a vision for the business and whatnot, but I just kind of let that go, you know? So then our goal was all about making a whole lot of money real fast. For me, the business was really creative fulfillment for me, really, from the jump. But once the goal started to kind of shift, because I just said I wanted it to be successful, it became so unfulfilling, and then I found myself getting real burnt out. I found myself feeling like every time I would be at work, like at the warehouse, like I would just be feeling like I would rather be somewhere else right now doing something else. And it got so bad to where I was just like, I just want out of this.
Okay, and I just also wanted to preface, like, yeah, it sounds easy to be like, oh, let's just change the goal. Let's just switch things up. Let's not go so fast. But it's like once you've already made commitments to different partners and to your employees, right? I had 10 full-time employees. The business still has 10 full-time employees. But it's like they need to eat. They need to feed their kids. So you can't just slow down because I don't feel like it anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to a point where I made the decision that like, this business has been great and it can still go be great. I'm just not the one to be in the driver's seat right now.
So had a conversation with my business partner. Now the business runs by itself without me. And that, you know, was definitely like a long journey to get to that point. But now we're here. I have a great team, great business partner. I love my business. You know, I started that thing when I was 15 years old and now look at it, you know, doing this thing. But I just wasn't really happy that being my all day, every day, you know. So now we set things up to where the business runs without me. And so I can go do what I actually love now, which you guys know I've talked about this over and over again. It's just performing, entertaining. That lights me up. Being in front of camera, this lights me up like nobody's business. I could do this all day, every day and like not get tired, not get burnt out. Like I don't want to be doing nothing else right now, you know? Dancing and being in rehearsals and singing and, you know, all that stuff that comes with like entertaining. Like I am an entertainer. I believe that's what I was put on this earth for. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a little break because I'm really burnt out. And then from there, I'm gonna, you know, figure out what I wanna do. And you know, I was talking about going to pursue modeling and stuff. So I was gonna move to Miami because I felt like I needed a year off. Like I needed a year to just do nothing. In reality, I did not need a whole year. I just needed a little break, you know what I'm saying? And I needed to get back in alignment, you know, because a lot of the stuff that I used to do, like trusting my intuition, like following my gut, like meditating, reading all the time, it was kind of like when the business blew up, I kind of stopped those things and I started to find myself falling into the wrong, it's like I wasn't doing what I needed to do every day to keep growing. And so I started going backwards, like for real. Like, and it's crazy. I wish y'all could like have experienced my life with me over the past year so you could like see like, dang, this is crazy. You know, and this is a part of the reason why I really want to have my own reality TV show. I don't know if you guys know. I am pitching a reality TV show right now. I had an idea, had no idea what to do. I found this lady, she was the executive producer of America's Got Talent. I paid her for a consultation, 30-minute phone call to get some advice on how do I do this? Like, how do you do reality? How do you get into reality TV? And then later on, following through on the advice that she was giving me, you know, she offered to be my executive producer for my show. You know, she's like, I believe in this. You have potential. Like, I think this could really be something. And so I signed a contract. She became my executive producer. And then she found a production company that is now optioning my show. So they're sending my pitch to HBO and Hulu and Netflix and all these networks to try to get an offer, you know, so that way we can get a deal signed and then like I'll be working on my own reality TV show, you know? And a big part of the reason why I want to do that is because I feel like so many things happen in my life that I feel like so many people could learn about, and I'm the one where it's like I'm not scared to show it. I'm not scared to show the bad things. I'm not scared to show the good things. I'm not scared to show the sad things. I'm not scared to be vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's really a gift that I can use to my benefit and to the benefit of others, you know, because a lot of this stuff, it's like when you're looking, especially with social media, when you're watching people, it's like all you see is the success, this, that, and all their bad days, they aren't showing you. And I get it. It's like you don't want people to see you at your low, but for me, I don't mind that people see me at my low because I know it makes it relatable. We all go through things. And I think that's such a blessing that I have. But at the same time, it's like when you're going through your lows, you are not thinking about pointing out the camera. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like with having a show, like I'm not the one that has to be thinking about that. I'm going through my things and somebody's just catching it. Another thing I am really considering though, especially the more I think about it and sit with it and lessons I've learned in the past year, a part of me feels like, what if I haven't gotten an offer for a reality show yet because I'm supposed to have my own show. Like, I produce it and I put it on YouTube or somewhere. And then another thing I thought about too was I was like, what if I start vlogging and my like YouTube channel becomes successful enough to the point where like I can build a team, and now I have a cameraman who follows me around with the camera and I don't have to think about recording everything I'm doing. And then eventually like that becomes just a hit, you know, where people are loving it on YouTube, and then a network picks it up, and that's when it like goes mainstream. You know, I thought about that too. Like, so that's what really inspired me to start vlogging again. So that way I can see that vision and that dream come to life, and I can make that impact that I see for myself by being open, being vulnerable, showing people the goods, the bads, the ups, the downs, you know, and just being relatable. I'm doing what I can with what I got. And I think that's the most important thing at any stage of your life, and anything that you want to do, you have to start somewhere, you know. I'm gonna start putting out these weekly vlogs a lot more, and they might not be the best and they might not catch everything and all that kind of stuff, but in due time, like, I will have a team that will help me be able to do that, and it'll get much better, you know, but I just have to start somewhere. Back to the story. So the business runs without me now. I'm not in there doing the day-to-day. I still have meetings with my business partner, and like we go over business stuff. I pop into the warehouse from time to time, but I'm not the CEO anymore. He runs it. Well, now I'm free. I can go pursue my dream. I want to move to Miami, and I literally wanted to move to Miami just because I felt like it would be a nice place to go to just relax, you know, but I realized I do not need a whole year off. And then, so because I still own my business, I get cuts from the profits, you know. I don't necessarily get a salary like I used to because we had to pay somebody else to do what I was doing. So we gave her my salary, but I still am the owner of the business, so I still get a cut from the profits of the business. Well, the business has not been profitable for the first 6 months of this year. And you guys, when I tell y'all, that has taught me quite a few things. The business not being so, you know, profitable this year has shown me that, like, wow. So when I was kind of doing things and trusting my gut and going off of like, you know, just what I felt, even if sometimes it didn't make sense, because that's what I always try to do. Like, just, I really trust my gut feeling with everything. And I've gotten really good at hearing my intuition and like knowing what it sounds like and recognizing what's, oh, this is fear, or oh, this is being impulsive, or nah, this is my gut. Like, this is my intuition telling me this is the right thing to do, you know? I feel like over the years I have gotten really good at that, you know? And people try to label me as being impulsive, or this doesn't make sense, or that. No, I know what I'm doing. And every time I do that, things work out. It's when I stop trusting my intuition, when I stop listening to my gut, even when it doesn't make sense out here in the physical world, you know, is when things go wrong. And I just said, it's real interesting how, you know, when I was doing that, trusting my gut, following my intuition, things took off. And then once I started doing things differently, because like I told y'all, like, I acted like I didn't know anything, and like basically like whatever my business partner said, we went with, because I just was so in a state of like, I just don't want this to go away, you know, and you've done this before, so I trust you, you know. But it's like everybody does things differently, and the biggest lesson I learned from that is, Koby, never doubt yourself. Because now look at the business wasn't profitable for the first half of this year, you know? And like, yeah, businesses have ups and downs, but I thought it was just very interesting how we changed things up, and then it started to go kind of like, it was going like this for a while, and then it started to go like this, you know? And it was probably around the times where I started to feel like this isn't really what I wanted it to be anymore, you know? That was when I feel like it started to slowly decline. But you know, you live and you learn. And like I learned, for me, like, Koby, don't ever doubt yourself ever again, because you know, I feel like our intuition is like God speaking to us, you know? And like, yeah, bro, I just know I can't do that no more. Like, that's a big lesson I learned. But anyways, because I'm still an owner of the business, I still get some of the profits, you know. Well, the business hasn't been profitable, so I haven't got paid from the business all year long. And then to add on top of that, I had a nice chunk of change saved up to move to Miami. But remember, I said I needed to take a break, and at first it was just gonna be a little break so I could figure out like, okay, what do I want to do next? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? Like, all this kind of stuff. That was the original break, and that's what it was supposed to be. But then it started to turn a little bit longer because I wasn't being very intentional about the break that I needed. And so what should have been a 1 month break turned into a 5 month break. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing that happened too was I started hanging out with a lot of people in the Navy, because I live in a military town. There's tons of, you know, military people here. And, you know, I was definitely in a state of my life where I was like, you know, I kind of want to go, like, have fun, hang out. I've literally worked hard my whole life, just work. That's all I cared about, you know. And then I learned this year, like, that, you know, success isn't everything in life, you know. Go enjoy your life, go have fun. So, you know, I definitely did my fair share of going out and partying and having fun and stuff like that. It just so happened that I was hanging around a lot of people in the military, you know. know, and it's nothing against the military, but a lot of people mindset that I've met in the military is very much so like, I'm just here because it's stable, because I get paid and I get my benefits, you know, and once I retire, I get my retirement. It's not full of people who are passionate about what they're doing, passionate about the work they do, passionate about life. A lot of people are like going to the clubs all the time to escape their life, you know, and I feel like that's why that's a big part of the reason why I ended up hanging out with so many people who are in the military. But as a result, guess what? You become like the people you hang around. Have you ever heard that saying before? It's true. And what did I start to become like? I wasn't really passionate about anything. I wasn't really excited. I was just excited to go to the club. I was excited to go get drunk. I was excited to party. Like, I wasn't really so focused on my career, my dreams and stuff like I used to be. And they never went away. They were in there, but it was like they were just getting like covered up. And they just wanted to come out so bad, but I just kept hanging around these people, you know, who I just sort of started to slowly but surely become like them and think like them, and like, not exactly, not 100%, but like you definitely are influenced by the people that you spend most of your time with. And that's why so many successful people talk about isolation, going into isolation, going completely away, cutting everything off just for a small period of time so that you can become who you need to become. You know what I'm saying? And like, I feel like that's what I needed to do, because basically what ended up happening was I just take this long break where I'm just partying, I'm going on vacation, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm having fun, I'm not really super focused on my dreams and my goals. And like, what ended up happening was I just like was just living day by day and going through the motions and going out on the weekends with my military friends. And obviously I'm not working and I'm not getting paid from the business because the business isn't making profit, you know, because the business was struggling for the first 6 months of this year. And as an owner, I get paid from profits, but if there's no profits, you don't get paid. And I wasn't working on social media, which was my original idea, because I needed a break, but that break went in unintentional, and I started hanging around these people who were influencing me to kind of, you know, sit around and not be who I'm meant to be, you know? And what happened? I had a couple $1,000 saved up, but because I'm not working and I'm not getting paid for my business, the savings is running out. And so it was June of this year where I go in my safe, where my savings are, and I'm like, oh shoot, this is the last of the money. Crap. Like, what am I gonna do now? I can't move. And I was supposed to move in July, literally the next month. And I was just like, I don't have any money to move. Well, I'm talking about move where? And I was just like, oh shoot. So then I went spiraling. I felt like I was a failure. Like, bro, I mean, I was going through it. And luckily I have great, you know, people in my circle. Shout out to Alyssa, shout out to Marcel, shout out to my mom, Zoe, you know, Trinity. I think Trinity was actually the first person I talked to this about, for real, for real. And they were just like, dude, like, life happens. Don't beat yourself up about it. You are not a failure. I don't ever want to hear you say that again. You have so much potential. You have so much going for you. All you need to do is just get back on track. All you need is a new plan now. And I was just like, you know what, you're right. And this is why, guys, it's so important to talk about the things you're going through. If you don't feel comfortable talking to somebody you know or somebody that's in your life, talk to your therapist. Hell, talk to me. Send me a DM. Like, you know what I'm saying? Talk to somebody, because sometimes all you need is one sentence that can completely bump you off of that dark path. It just bump you off. And now you're like, huh, okay, all I need is a new plan. I'm not a failure. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so serious, guys. If you're going through something, talk to somebody, because it just takes one word, one sentence, one thing sometimes to completely get you off of going down this dark path, because you can only see things your way right now because you're going through it. Talk to somebody. But anyways, I'm gonna go wet my hair real quick, because see this white stuff? Once I wet my hair, I literally just run my hand under the sink and then splash water on my hair. It goes away. So I'm gonna go through that. I'll be right back. If you guys haven't seen my curly hair routine video, go check that out. It goes into detail about how to do everything I'm doing right now. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry if this video seems a little bit like scattered. I'm really just speaking from my spirit right now, and I feel like it's gonna touch who it needs to touch. So I'm sorry this video is not like super planned out and like structured and whatnot, but I hope you guys are following the story. Please let me know if you are. Let's continue the story. So I ran out of money and I'm like, oh shoot. Like, I only got enough money for the bills this month and that's it. So I'm like, crap, I need to figure something out. So I'm like, shoot, I need a new plan. That's right, I need a new plan. I just need to figure out what I'm gonna do. So I'm starting to think about it and I'm like, all right, I don't know exactly what I wanna do for sure, but I know it's in entertainment. And so I'm gonna keep thinking about it. But in the meantime, like, I should probably get a job. So I applied to work at Starbucks and I applied to work at the airport because I get free flights if I work there. And then like, I'll apply for Starbucks because I just love Starbucks so much. Like, I used to be a Dunkin' head and then like I started getting into Starbucks and now like I love Starbucks and now I work there, but we'll get there. So I applied for Starbucks because I would go to this Starbucks every day and like I would just write out like, what do I want to do with my life? Like, I need a new plan. I would go to Starbucks every day because when I would just sit in the house, I wouldn't get stuff done. I would get distracted. I would want to clean or play with my dogs or like whatever the case may be. And I wasn't getting stuff done. So I was like, okay, I need to leave the house. So every day I would wake up, you know, do my morning routine and then get out of the house and go to Starbucks. And now it'd be like my office. And there I would literally just sit there pondering, what do I want to do with my life? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I want to do? Like, what do I really want to do? So I was thinking about it more, and I was just like, you know what? I really like this Starbucks and I feel like it'll be really smart for me to try to work here. And it was at this other one, not the one I work at now, but I'm glad I work at the one I work at now because it's a vibe and I love it. Like, I just need to start making money because I got bills coming up. Like, I got a month to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Applied to Starbucks, got hired at Starbucks, then got hired at the airport. And then like they send you to Charlotte, the airport, they send you to Charlotte for this training. And then you have training at the airport and whatever. So I'm working at Starbucks. It's cool. I'm loving it. It's so fun. It's such a vibe. My store is like legit. We're like the #1 store literally every month in our area. And then I moved. So my lease was up in August. So I moved from where I was living to a new apartment. So I'm in my new apartment now. The new apartment tour is coming. It's definitely not together yet. And I just live in a different city in Virginia. So I didn't move far away, but it also feels cool to look at my address and see that it's not the same city that I am originally from. So it just feels like I made a big boy move, you know, even though I'm not that far away, you know. But so I moved to a new city, in a new apartment. I'm like in the city, you know. It's like very much so city vibes. You guys will see in the vlogs coming up. It's very much like a city, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I love it, you know. I really like it a lot. Like, I can literally walk to everything and it gets me outside more. I get fresh air more. My new apartment has like windows that I can open and like a balcony, and like I just love it so much. So I moved, I got my job at Starbucks, I got the job at the airport, and then the job at the airport went left. It's a lot of miserable people who work there and it's just not the vibe. And then like it's a bunch of like physical labor because I was a ramp agent. So like when a plane comes in, we're the people who like tell the plane where to go, come in, and, you know, and all that. And then like we walk on the sides of the plane, and then we take the bags off the plane, you know, put them where they need to go, and then we put the new people's bags on the planes, and like all this stuff that happens outside with the plane when the plane lands to go back. We have to do that. And then at night, like you have to change the toilet water, like, and that's gross. And like you have to change the other water on the plane and like clean the plane, clean the seats, like all that stuff. Like we have to do that. That was my job. And it was just physically demanding, way too toxic. Like the energy in there, y'all. If you feel off energy around certain people and certain environments, bro, trust it. The energy in there was just so off, and I just felt so uncomfortable all the time there. So there was that, and then like they have extremely strict schedules. They're so short-staffed, so it's a part-time job, but I'm working 39 hours a week. How'd that work? But I don't get full-time benefits. You know, like at Starbucks, everybody gets the same benefits. It don't matter if you're part-time, full-time, whatever. They believe in like taking care of their people, you know? So we all get the same benefits. At the airport, I wasn't getting no full-time benefits, but I was working almost full-time hours. And that was crazy. There was a period of time where I was working 3 days in a row and not going home, like at all. Like, cause I was opening at Starbucks. So I would open at Starbucks at 3:30, right? I would work from 3:30 to 12. I would go straight to the airport. I worked the airport at 4:00 p.m. to midnight. And then I would drive back to Starbucks to take a nap because I have to open again at 3:30 at Starbucks. And I would do that. Like I would literally be working 16, 17 hour days, not coming home at all. Like I had to drop my dogs off to my mom's house because, you know, I wasn't going home to walk them or feed them or anything. Bro, it was crazy. Like it was really crazy. But one of my friends actually brought up a good point. He was like saying that he was really proud of me for, two of my friends actually told me this, that they were really proud of me for not being afraid to take a step back, to take 2 steps forward. A lot of people who have been in my position of success and made money and all that kind of stuff, they would be too proud or too cocky that, oh, I'm not working a regular job. No, I'm gonna do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? I was working like crazy. I wasn't getting sleep. I was just drinking hella coffee and busting it out, you know, doing what I had to do. And eventually what ended up happening was there was one day where I almost passed out at the drive-through window at Starbucks. And like, you know, the manager that day was like, you need to go take a minute, like go, like get some water, do you need some food? Like, you know, if you need to go sit down for a little bit, you know, go do that. But I was fine. I just needed like to eat something and then to like drink some water because I think I was getting dehydrated. But like I started getting dizzy, I started getting like lightheaded, I started slurring my words. And like, it was because I was literally running off of probably 4 hours of sleep in 3 days. It was crazy, but like, I think that kind of showed me like, Koby, you have the work ethic. You know what I'm saying? And like I noticed about myself, but sometimes you forget. And I'm just like, bro, you literally put in work when you need to. You know what I'm saying? You have the capacity to put in work. And so that was where I was like, yeah, I really need to do what I love. Because when I'm doing what I love, I don't mind putting in the work. It's fun. I would rather be doing nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And that for me is performing, is singing, is dancing. Like I feel like I'm not even on earth when I'm entertaining a crowd. Quit that job after 2 weeks because it was just way too toxic and they had too many like, you have to be here for your scheduled shifts. And then they would tell me my schedule 2 days before the schedule starts. I'm like, so you're gonna be last minute with telling me where I need to be when, but then you tell me, oh, you better be here. You're gonna get points. If you get too many points, you're gonna get fired. Fire me then. Matter of fact, I quit. So I quit after 2 weeks of working at the airport. I did it professionally. I sent them a very professional letter saying like, I'm resigning, this is why. It's been a pleasure, you know, even though it wasn't really a pleasure, but you know, keep it professional. It's been a pleasure. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have worked with you guys, but this is just not a fit for me right now. Now I'm just working at Starbucks. Now I really need to figure out what am I doing. And luckily we had just got a pay raise because Starbucks just started paying $15 an hour. Like that's Starbucks minimum. That's not the minimum wage here, but that is Starbucks' minimum as of August. So, and then I was just like, all right, I really need to figure it out. So I just been thinking about what do I want to do in my life? Like what do I want to do? What am I passionate about? What do I love? Like I know I love to perform and sing and dance, but like a part of me is like scared to go be successful again because I don't want to be miserable. But then like I know this is what I love, so I know I'll enjoy it. You know, I just have to be smart about it. Take your time, trust your gut, like follow your intuition, like all these things that it's just like, Koby, you know this now. You can go to do your next thing much wiser. And I was talking to myself the other day and I was just saying how like, I feel like all this kind of happened for a reason because I feel like for me, when I see myself as a superstar, you know what I'm saying? Like Koby Lomax is a superstar. Like I just see it. I see it all the time in here, you know? Like in here, I just see it. It's like I can picture it in my mind, you know? And one morning I was just like sitting there, I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to have a very long, successful legacy type of career, like Beyonce type of career, like Michael Jackson type of career. And I think that's why it took so long, where I used to wish I could be a superstar way sooner, but it's like, nah, I feel like God was like, nah, Koby, you don't understand. You have to learn these lessons early on so that when it is your time, you know how to sustain it for the long run. That's just what I felt in my spirit when I was just like sitting there just thinking like, you know, I do this thing every morning where I sit on my balcony and I have my coffee with the dogs and I just read, and then I just like, I have a moment of silence to just, how do I feel? What do you want to do? Where do you want to be? Let's talk about our goals. Let's talk about our dreams. Let's talk about what we want to do, Koby. Like, let's talk about where we're going, Koby. Like, get quiet real quick. Is God talking to you about anything in any way? Like, you know, I do that in the every morning now. You know, that's what I used to do all the time. And I feel like I always got answers. Like, all right, this is my next step. When I used to do that, you know, it's like when you get quiet, it's like God can talk to you, you know? But when you all over the place, you don't hear nothing. I started doing that again, and just yesterday morning, that was what came to me. I was just like, I feel like I'm supposed to have a very long career, and I had to go through all of this to prepare me to finally go do what I'm destined to do and make it last forever. And so I can leave this earth with like a legacy like Kobe Bryant, legacy like Beyonce, a legacy like Michael Jackson, a legacy like so many of the greats who will never be forgotten. And like, I don't know, it's just really, I just feel so grateful again and so excited for life and so like just excited for my future. And so then a situation happened that really kicked me into gear. Two things happened. So the first one was I'm getting back in alignment, right, with my purpose, my destiny. You know, I'm an entertainer. So what ended up happening was this guy named Cortland. I love him so much. He goes by Full Out Cortland. He's a choreographer. He choreographs for like SZA and Doja Cat and Chloe Bailey, who is my literal favorite. I love that girl so much. Like I want to work with her somehow in my life. I don't know if we're making a song together. I don't know if I'm going to be a backup dancer for her, a backup vocals for her. What? I don't know, but I love that girl so much. You don't even understand. Anyways, I was watching a live from him and he said like, oh yeah, I'm not teaching again until November because I have a booked September and October. But then he won a VMA for Doja Cat's music video Women. He was a choreographer. He won Best Choreographer at the VMAs, and so he wanted to celebrate. So he's like, I'm doing a 4-hour intensive this Sunday. And mind you, it was Friday. This Sunday in LA. Like, tickets are live now. And for some reason, I woke up super early. In my spirit, when I saw that, for some reason, I woke up early so I was able to catch it before it sold out. And in my spirit, I just felt like I need to be there, because once again, I'm in alignment now, so I can hear it, I can feel it, you know, whenever, like, yes, this is what you need to do. So I called my mom, and mind you, she was up at 2:30 in the morning because I woke up super early that morning for some reason, and that was another sign for me. I'm like, what is mom doing up this early in the morning? And so I told my mom the whole story, like, oh my God, he said he wasn't teaching again, but now he's teaching and all this kind of stuff. And so my mom was like, okay, well, we need to figure out how we getting you out to LA. And so she, you know, she works at the airport. I have her flight benefits until I turn 24. Perfect timing, because I turned 24 in December. I still got a couple months to use the flights. So she books me a flight to Burbank. I go out there, I do my thing. I'm in the class, and like, it was just I felt like my purpose got locked in there because a lot of things happened while I was there, man. I left the airport when I got there and I went to Starbucks before class because they got internet and outlets. So I charged my phone. I was I'm using their Wi-Fi. I was just there and I just started crying. I was just like, I'm so grateful for my journey. Like, everything that I've been through, I feel like it's preparing me for what's coming. And I was like, I'm really out here in California pursuing my dream, like doing what I love for real. Like, little me would be so wow. You know, because this is what I used to dream of as a little kid. You know, before the world tried to talk it out of me, before the world tried to talk my dreams out of me, before people started to tell me that some things aren't possible. You know, when I was a little kid, everything was possible. And this is what I wanted so bad. And now here I am, doing it, trying, putting in the effort, you know. I spent my last $65 on that class. Nobody knew that. Because everybody just thinks, oh, Koby got money because he had a successful business. And that's another thing that I learned through this whole journey. Everything can go away. Everything can go away, you know? Because it's like when you have your first little lick of success, you just feel like you're on top of the world. Nothing can touch you. Bro, here I am a year later working at Starbucks. Spent my last $65 on the dance class. I literally, Alyssa, I know you're not gonna like to hear this. It's my sister, if she's watching this. I didn't say anything, but I literally flew there. I took that class. After the class, it was supposed to end at 9. We got out at 11, and literally my flight was at 6 in the morning the next day. It's like the 4th of the month. It was September 4th. It was Beyonce's birthday. I literally had like $200, and I'm like, I just paid rent, and it's only the 4th of the month, but I'm doing it, you know? And so I went straight back to the airport, and I slept at the airport until it was time for me to go to my gate. And something about that whole thing just felt like, I'm out here doing it. You know, like, and I was just so proud of myself and just so happy and just so like, this is what I want to work hard doing. This is what I want to spend 10, 11, 12 hours a day doing. This is what lights me up. This is what fills me with joy. This is fulfilling. And that was when I just knew. And then like when I was in the class, y'all know I love Chloe. I go up to Cortland after the class to ask him for feedback, you know, because I'm like, I just want to get better. And you know what he says to me? He says, you remind me so much of Chloe. The passion is there. The energy is there. You just have to learn how to control it, because that's very much how I was at that class. And like looking back at the videos, I'm like low-key embarrassed. I'll show you, put some videos here. But I'm low-key embarrassed looking back at the videos, but it's true. Like, I'm just doing everything with energy and but it's like real all over the place, you know? And he was like, the passion is there. I see it. It's clear. But you just have to learn how to control it now, you know? And that's what I have literally been working on every single day since I left that class, because I really want this and I'm really passionate about. Like, this is what lights me up. This entertaining in general, making videos, dancing, singing, rehearsing, all of it. It's what I was put here to do, you know? And now I know that after that weekend with that intensive, now I know that, you know, and like I'm so grateful to Cortland and Keziah and Max and everybody there, everything that happened. My Uber driver, like we had such a great conversation. All of my friends, Zoe, like Evans, like the girls that we met in the club. That was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to a celebrity's backup dancer right now. And just like speaking things into existence for me right before I went. Like all that stuff kept replaying in my head, and I was just so grateful. And I am like just so excited now about life again, and I know what I want to do, and I'm going for it. But at this time I'm doing it so much wiser, because like I said before, I feel like I learned all these things over the past couple of years, these really hard lessons, so that way now I can go build a career that will last me forever, doing what I was meant to do. So here's a straw that broke the camel's back, that really turned things into gear. So this literally just happened this weekend, literally on Saturday. So I booked an appointment for a massage. Now, I don't have no money for real, but I had the subscription with this massage place called Hand and Stone. I do not recommend Hand and Stone anymore because of this situation, but this situation changed my life. All right, quick update. I just did the water thing on the front of my head to get rid of the white stuff. I am just gonna let my hair air dry. I had the membership, like the subscription at Hand and Stone. And so there, like you get a massage every month. You get like a credit to get a free massage or free facial every month. And then if you spend more than like what that costs, which is like $70 or $69, then you just pay the difference, right? So I had been paying for this for months, and I just wasn't using it. So I had accumulated like 8 credits. And so I was just like, oh, okay, you know? So I'm like, all right, bet. Like I got some, you know, I can get some massages. I went and canceled it because I'm like, I do not need to be spending $70 a month right now on massages when I got other stuff that I need to, you know, get handled. So I was like, okay, I still have 8 massages. So yeah, this is cool. Like I can still go and get my massages for a little while and whatever. I go there and I'm like, all right, I book a massage, you know, so I'm going. And I'm talking to the lady and she's like, yeah. And I asked her, I said, what all comes with the membership credits? Cause like, I only get a massage, but I know it comes with other stuff too. So then she explains, you can use it for a facial or anything else, but you just pay the difference if it's more than what that membership cost covers. So I was like, okay, cool. She's like, so yeah, if you wanted to restart your subscription, you'd be able to save this much today because blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wait, I thought I had like 8 credits though. Like, what do you mean save? Like I thought it was free because I have like 8 credits. She's like, oh, let me look it up. And then she tells me, oh, well, you don't have any because they end 60 days after your thing, and yours just ended on the 1st of September. And this was the like 6th of September. And when I tell you, I was just like, because I'm like, I cannot afford to pay for this right now. And so she's like, all right, well, she's like, I know, I'm sorry. Somebody should have told you that. And I'm just like, well, they didn't. And I'm like, okay, I can't get this massage right now. Like, and so she's like, okay, well, there is a cancellation fee. And so I was like, okay. Now, mind you, the massage is normally $69 with the subscription. It's like 80 something without it. The cancellation fee was $64. So I'm literally sitting here like, I literally don't have that right now. I'm sitting here selling stocks that I had bought on Cash App to pay for this cancellation fee. And y'all, I walked out of that store and I just started crying. And it wasn't even like I was a little bit sad because I was really looking forward to that massage. I had just got back from the dance class in LA. My body was so sore. I was just ready to just, but I was more so like, it was like a determined, like, this is a turning point in my life. I will never be here again in this position. Never, never. You know, and I feel like that really turned the next level me on. And so here I am, getting back to all the things that I used to do, reading every single day, meditating every single day, having some moment of silence every single morning, waking up super early so I can have a productive day, planning out my days, planning out my weeks, getting things done. Like, and it feels so good because this time I know I'm going for what I really love, but this time I'm doing it much wiser. And I just feel like this time around it's gonna last. It's gonna have longevity. But yeah, y'all, so that's where I've been. That's what's been up with me. And yeah, it's been a lot, but you know, I hope that this story inspires somebody. I hope you guys took so much away from this. Definitely let's talk down below in the comments. I'm excited for what's to come, what I'm gonna work on, like pursuing the highest version of myself that I possibly can and doing what I feel is the highest purpose work that can come from me. So yeah, I'm just so excited for the journey. I'm so excited that you guys can follow along and watch the whole journey, you know, as I can see it all, you know. And like I said, I'm gonna do my best to, you know, keep you guys in the loop and, you know, vlog regularly and show this journey and the highs and the lows and the ups and the downs and like that's the whole thing. For right now, in this moment in my journey, it's like I really just have to make it happen and get it done to the best of my ability. And so that's what I'm just gonna continue to do. And I hope that can inspire you guys to do the same. Trust your journey, enjoy your journey. And I just hope I can serve as an example to the world that you can do anything. So I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching, sticking it out to the end if you have. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.